Aloha Stampers, I'm Cheryl Hamilton, and today I'm going to show you 3 very simple cards. And these cards are especially for Nola. So Nola, if you're watching, you're going to get these in the mail and put them together, and you have a good friend over here that wants to share this with you. So I'm excited. I thought I'd just put together a video to show you some little tricks and how they're put together. So I'll show you the cards. They're, the first one is a birthday card, and it has this pretty designer series paper in the back. And I think my ribbon is almost my favorite part. I love that stuff. So that's the first one you're making. And most of the cards have some little thing on the inside, and I always stamp something on the envelopes. So that's number 1. The second one is like a leafy birthday card. And again, I'm just going to show you how to layer it and put things on. And third one is more of a Hawaii card for you. And this is probably my favorite. It's really pretty. So it starts with this gorgeous designer series paper from Whale of a Time. And then you're going to have to fussy cut this guy out, but isn't that neat? So hopefully watch all the video, and I'm sure you'll be able to make 3 pretty cards. And put a comment on here if you have any questions at all, and anyone else who does. Want you guys to all get into this. It's really great therapy right now and lots of fun. Okay, thanks a lot. My first simple card is a fall card, fall happy birthday card. And I started with thick, very vanilla cardstock, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, and then I scored it in the middle at 4 1/4. Okay, so then I'm gonna just fold it. It doesn't matter too much which way, but I usually, once I've made a score line here, it's kind of broken the paper fibers, and so I'm gonna keep breaking them and fold it just like that. Before I press it down with a bone folder, I just make sure that it's, you know, pretty even, because once in a while it's a little off. And then I'm going to crease it. Okay, so that's my card base. And next, I always think it out before you start gluing, because sometimes you have a ribbon you want to put behind here, and for this card I do. So I'm using Cajun Craze and my favorite paper right now, which is Gilded. It's Gilded Autumn Specialty Designer Series paper, because it has all these gorgeous gold and bronze foil prints. But I'm going to use this one because I like it too. And what do you know, I lost my glue. It's really a bad time to do this when you're on video. I'm back, I found it. So I'm going to use this Tombow glue, which I really like, because you have a cup, you just use barely any. So watch this. A little line, you don't put the glue right on the very edge, because it's when you press it down, it might ooze out and be messy. I just, glue will get all over your fingers and all that. So anyway, that's what I do a little bit, and then I put it down on my paper. And before I press it really hard, I sit there and position it. You have a few seconds to get it just where you want it, and then you press all the edges. Okay, and you always put your cap on. I mean, I put my cap on and lay my glue down every time I use it. And that way it's not gonna get thick and hardened up and clogged up and all that. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna put on my card base. Just, if you have pretty designer's paper, which I love almost all of Stampin' Up's, and there's 2 sides to it that are really nice, you can kind of make a whole card with this and then just add a few things. I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday. I found this in a set I haven't really used yet. It's called Posted for You, and it has these shapes, and it happens to come with, or you can also get a punch that looks like a postage stamp. So it's this is going to be fun to play around with. But I just like the font on the Happy Birthday, so I grabbed that one. And you stick it on your block. This is kind of a beginner's class, so I'm going to show you. I got that, and I just grabbed a block G. You try to get the closest block you can to it. It'll stamp better, you know, the closest size. And I pick it up by just pushing on it, and it grabs it. I'm going to stamp with Cajun Craze because that's one of the colors in my paper. That's how I come up with my colors. I'm just stamping, and I stamp, leave it down there for a second, and so that the ink is absorbed in the paper, and lift it up. Okay, I just want to show you how you can mess up. If you're pressing really hard on this and then you go like this, look at it, you'll get a shadow or something. So it's pretty easy. You just tap, look, you tap, tap, tap. You don't just press it really hard. It'll get all over the place. So tap, 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 and press it down, leave it for like 3 seconds, and lift up. And it's going to be a nice stamp. So if you're having trouble, please message me or just try those things again, because there is a trick to it. You know, you definitely can make a lot of mistakes stamping, and there are a few tricks to it. But as people who stamp with me know, whenever you make a mistake, it's just a reason to use more embellishments. You can usually cover it up with stuff, or there's always ways to get out of it. Okay, so I'm using a punch called Tailored Tag, and I am going to turn it over, and so I can slide it in and see where I'm punching. Okay, so I get it until I think, oh, that's nice in the middle, and I grab it with my right hand just to hold it there. And if I'm really sure that's where I want it, I use both hands and punch. Okay, so I'll show you again. I'm just going to put it right where I think is the middle and grab it and stare at it. When I'm good with it, I grab with both hands and punch. So I don't like, for most of the time, I don't like to have my thing on the table and punch because I'm worried it might move. Okay, so I've got that. I had another punch, and just to make like a background, this is called Everyday Label Punch. And I'm just going to punch a piece of Cajun Craze and to go behind it just to make it stand out. So I glue it on here. You could pop it up with dimensionals, but I'm gonna glue mine on. Like I said, the biggest mistake you can probably make with glue is to use too much. And I really try to avoid that because it's a mess. Okay, so just get it where you think it's centered. And once you're really happy with it, then you hold on to it and press it down. Okay. So there's that one. It's going to go over here. But before, again, I'm not ready to glue because I want ribbon. So I think this is really beautiful ribbon. Look at that stuff. It's called Pool Party Sheer Ribbon. So it's really pretty. It's a little different, but I think it'll look neat on this. So I'm gonna put it around. For my person I'm sending this to, I'm gonna leave you enough so you could tie a bow, but you might not want that because I'll go ahead and tie a bow, but feel free to tie just a little knot and have it sticking out, because bows are a little harder to do, and they're also a little bulky for sending. But this ribbon, wow, it's gorgeous, and it's really thin. And what I do when I tie bows to save my sanity is I tie a knot first, usually. And this one I can definitely do that because it's so thin. So then you've got your hands free to tie a nice bow. And okay. Okay, so there's my bow. I like that ribbon. So now I'm ready to glue it on. If I would have glued it on first, I didn't really have a place to tuck the ribbon under. So always like look at it really hard before you glue stuff down. So again, I'm gonna take this, some Tombow, and just put, it's like 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch away that I'm putting it. And you could put a little on the middle, but this stuff, once it dries, it sticks really, really well. And so I like that. So put it down, don't press yet. Give yourself a few seconds to position it so it's perfect. And then you go around all the edges so it sticks. Isn't that pretty? So now I'm ready for the happy birthday that I've already glued. And so I could glue it down, but I want to pop it up because I like my dimensionals. So where are they? I don't know. Here's some. Okay, so these are regular size dimensionals. I'm gonna use 4 because I probably could get away with a little less, but I think I want it to be really nice. So, okay, so you just peel these little backs off. And then I'll scoot it in and decide where I want it. Just right there. Move the ribbon a little bit. Okay, it's going to do whatever it wants, but okay, and it just needs 2 little things here. So you could do gold or little diamonds or pearls. For the person I'm sending it to, I'm going to save these because those are the best. So I'll send you these, and I'm going to use something else because I'm out of those. So just a retired, really pretty little, I don't even know what it is. Okay, so there's my card, and I think it's really nice. It's actually pretty simple. And just to finish it up, sometimes I'll stamp on the inside, but this time I had a little piece of Designer Series paper left over, so I'm just gonna put it either down at the bottom or up a bit, just for a decoration instead of throwing this piece away. Ooh, you could also do the other side, but I'm sticking with the other. And again, it's easy to overdo. Just try not to put too much or you'll have kind of a mess. Okay. Okay, so I put it there, line it up. If you went a little too far, you could just trim off the edge, but I think this is gonna be fine. No, it's not because it moved it over. Okay, so if it goes over just a bit, just turn it over and you're going to snip off that little edge. Don't cut your card. Okay, and then I would stamp something pretty on the envelope too, in the same color. So, yeah, have fun with that one. Like it. My next card is a friendship leaf card, I guess, and it starts with a thick Whisper White cardstock, same measurements, 8.5 by 5.5, scored in the middle at 4 1/4. And I had a bunch of these that I had cut out. I think I made a frame where I used the outside, and so I needed to do something with these leftovers. So I thought, well, I'll put them. I'll start with these and put them there, and then I wanted something across, so I just flipped this paper over and cut a 1-inch strip to go across here. So I'm going to glue down the 1-inch strip first. If you like it, you could put the You could put the strip on top of this. It just depends on what you like better. But I decided on putting it in back. And then I'm putting my fingers here just to help it line up real good with the cardstock. And then I'm going to glue this one down. And these are cut out with stitched rectangle dies, which are really useful. I like all those. And let me see, I'm just going to put it off to the side just a bit instead of the middle. So just do it however you like. If you like it in the middle, just put it down first so that you can decide how you like it. Okay, I've already cut out a stitched circle. The stitched shapes dies is probably my #1 die that I would tell you guys to get after you get the cut and emboss machine, because it's so useful. They have circles, ovals, and squares, and they have all the stitching around them, so you can use them for tons of things. So I'm stamping in Garden Green, and this really neat sentiment, your friendship means the world to me. It comes from Free as a Bird, and so I really like that one. Use it a lot. Always clean your stamps before, between uses, because you don't want to muddy up your ink colors. Okay, so I wanted to put it on top of something, so I'm kind of doing a similar thing as I did with my last card, using punches. This one's called Label Me Lovely. It's just a little bigger than the circle, so I'm using it as kind of an accent. And punching out just Jade, which is one of the colors in the Designer Series paper. Again, I'm going to just place it on here, and I'm going to glue it down. And you have a couple of seconds to get it to where it's really straight. Nope. I think that's good. Okay. And then just run your finger around so it's glued down really well. And just like the last one I did, I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals. And try to get it straight. Okay, and then I want it a little bit more. So I'm really into punches today, but I'm using my sprig punch because I just wanted some leaves on here. So I'm going to punch out 4 of them. So if you're starting out with stamping, can't get everything. I mean, so you should probably, punches are a really fun thing to start out with. Just get a couple of those and you can really jazz up your cards a lot with those. So with these, I am putting this much, okay? Just a little dab of Tombow, because really when it dries, it'll stay there really well. And I just kind of put it down. I sort of like it when the ends are loose. Some people, they give a little dimension and stuff, and some people want everything glued down really well. So I kind of don't have the patience for that. I can't tell if there's a front or back. There probably is, but okay, so I'm doing that, and I'm going to do something more to the side. Okay, oh, that's cute. I like it. And okay, I always think it needs something else. Let me see. I'm going to add the flower that you can't get anymore. I'm sorry. There's one of my favorites that they had last year, frosted flower embellishments. So I'm going to add it up here. Now when you have stuff like, grab something else. When you have things that have a little glue dot on the back, like the little rhinestones, pearls, these are some silver, what are they called? Metallic pearls. You want to use a take your pick tool is my favorite, but I suppose you could use your scissors or a toothpick maybe, but you're trying to grab the piece, you're trying to get under them so that you grab the glue dot. See how it sticks? So it's got a glue dot on there, and then it to place them, just set it down like this and set your finger on it. And I'll just do another one. I love all the embellishments. I think they're really fun. So that's my card. And before I go, I'm going to use, this is from the same set, Free as a Bird, that I did the friendship thing in. And it had a leaf in it that I thought went with it really well. And I do like to do something on the inside of my cards and on my envelopes. So I'm just going to do a simple leaf coming down and leaf coming up. You know, so you have something that goes with it on the outside. So there's card number 2. My final card is a really cute ocean card. And I'm starting with the Designer Series paper Whale of a Time. And look at this, isn't that neat? So it's beautiful colors, and so there's so much you can do with that. So starting with my thick Whisper White, and folding it in half, and I just did my first layer is just Pool Party, and I'm gonna glue this on first because I don't have any ribbon or anything going behind it. Okay, now I press all the edges. I made a layer just to go just inside this of my Designer Series paper. Yeah, I love that. Okay, next thing I'm doing is I wanted to do something from the set Seaside Notions. So I'm going to use the seahorse and stamp him in terracotta tile because I think that might be the color on this coral here. And then I'm gonna sort of color him and make him sparkle by putting Wink of Stella on while it's still a little bit wet. So Wink of Stella is everybody's favorite. See how it's coloring it? Because the ink hasn't quite dried yet, so I'm trying to hurry and get a little bit of that before it dries, and then I'll go back and do it a little better. If you do Wink of Stella after it dries, then it's not going to spread the ink really. Okay, so I'm going to fussy cut this now. So I'm halfway done. Fussy cutting is when you have to actually get your scissors and cut something out. And you know, most things we can punch or use die cuts. So this takes a little more patience. I just didn't want to take all your time on the video. Okay, so there we go. That's cut out. And so I know I'm going to pop this guy up here. And I found from this kind of goes with the same Whale of a Time suite, and this is called Whale Done. Has really cute images that go with it. But I used My Love for You is Bigger Than the Ocean, cut it out with a rectangle die, and I think what do I do? I think I'll just glue this one down and pop the seahorse up. That's actually it. I want to pop it up. I'll figure it out. So if you're making this at home, here's what's happening. You're popping up this one first and putting it where you want it. You probably could get by with 4 dimensionals, but I'm going to use 6. I don't want it sinking in the middle. So I'm going to put it here at the top. There. And then this guy I want popped up, but I'm just going to do him. How am I going to do it? Like here? I think there. So I don't want a dimensional right there because he'll be double popped. His head will be popped up more than his body. So I'll put one right there, and then I'm going to use some mini ones, which are probably still too big. You're going to need to actually cut a couple of strips, really tiny, but I just don't want them showing on his tail. So see how it's just a little strip like that. Put one down here, and then I don't know, I need something so little right there. Let's put this on. Oops. Is it sticky? Yeah. I might need one on the tail. I'm going to see if I can get by without it. Okay, where do I want it? I think that's too high. I'll do it right here. I don't think I need it on the tail. I'm going to put a dab of glue behind there, so be careful if you do this. You don't want it all over the place. You want one little, I'll put it right there. And I still think I put too much. I'm not going to press it really hard. Well, see, I don't want it coming out too much. Sorry, I mumble to myself all the time on these. Oh, isn't that cute? I think it needs some sequins, and I couldn't find any. So I'm going to use these these pretty sparkly things that are going to be beautiful, that I think are retired. Sorry, guys, but whoever gets this card kit gets to use these. Where should I put them? Tough decision of where to put these things. They're really fun. Oh, I don't know. One more. Okay, so there's your sparkly seahorse. Oh, I should do something. I'll do something on the inside. I don't know what. I'll probably put a seashell or something from one of these. Just a second. I've got my terracotta out, so just use these. There, that's enough. That's good, and I'll do something like that on the card too. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that the person who gets this kit is able to make these cards at home. I'm sure you will. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.